Good evening, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could we please have roll call?
Supervisor McLaughlin.
Here.
Councilman Woodruff.
Here.
Councilman Boyd.
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell.
Present.
Thank you. Our first item on the agenda is from American Tower. They are asking for permission to alter part of the tower for T-Mobile, and then I got another one for altering it for AT&T. So, any board comments on this?
They're on the same resolution?
Yes, they are, because it's, yes.
An alter refers to, they're not like making it taller or anything else
No,
like
they're
that?
just, they're fixing it like a little part of it that,
Yeah, they're replacing some antennas and some boxes on the ground.
Oh, on the ground.
for AT&T and
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. So if you have Verizon, you're not getting any better service.
Good?
Okay, any board comment? I mean, any public comment?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know there was a tower out there. It just looks so much like a tree. Yes, I asked if they could add some branches to it. Let's see.
Did you really?
I did. I said, could we add some to it?
Give it a more fuller.
Yeah, something, you know?
I agree. Either take them off.
Maybe spray paint it
Yeah,
a
right.
better color
Go either
green.
way.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one way or the other. Either
Just make it look like a tower. We all know it's a tower.
That's what I said about my
The leaves
haircut.
aren't fooling anyone. All right.
I make a motion to pass a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a proposal of T-Mobile Northeast LLC and AT&T Mobility for equipment upgrades. Whereas the town as landlord previously entered into lease agreements with Homeland Towers LLC as leasee for sites within the town of Kent, including a site at 16 Sybil's Crossing, Kent, New York, hereinafter known as the lease agreement. Whereas Homeland Towers LLC assigned its rights to Insight Towers Development LLC, which was acquired by American Tower Corporation, and whereas pursuant to the site lease agreements, the leasee must obtain the consent of the town board prior to the installation of certain equipment of users of the tower on the site, and whereas the leasee is requesting the town board's approval on a proposal for the removal and installation of equipment by T-Mobile and AT&T at 16 Sybil's Crossing, consistent with the plans prepared and submitted with the proposals, copy of which are annexed hereto and hereby incorporated, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby consents to the proposal consistent with the plans submitted by leasee, and be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes and directs the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Our next item is for a shelter contract. We discussed this a few months ago, that we needed a place for the dogs to go after they've been at the animal hospital if they haven't been claimed. I did reach out to a few places. The Putnam Humane Society, we only get, for reference, about 7 to 10 dogs a year that usually need to go somewhere after they go to the vet. And Putnam Humane Society wanted $24,000 a year. It didn't matter how many dogs we had. I contacted 2 other places. They didn't want it. They don't have room to entertain any other municipalities. And then I called Happy Life Animal Rescue, and they agreed to take it as a per dog basis and charge us $48 a day, which is what Jack Kovitz was charging us $45 a day, and that he can't hold the dogs anymore. He can't hold them anymore. He just doesn't have room. So $48 a day. His contract was from years and years and years ago. So $3, I don't think is very bad, an increase. Public comment?
I was just wondering if I could.
Oh.
We just got done talking about that. If you guys want to talk, you got to get up and talk. Nobody out in TV land can hear anybody in the audience.
So what I read in the contract, it was up to a certain amount of time, so it was $45 a day, up to how?
48.
40. It was
48 till
48.
when? I mean, they could hold them for how long? Was it that come to?
So it's not to exceed 25 days, but they usually, because once they get here, it's time, they're looking for someone to adopt them.
Right.
And 99% of the time, they're adopted within 7 days.
Okay, and then also I read that we have to pay the medical or something on them, or if something's wrong?
Yes, so we do, but then when they go to Dr. Kovitz, if it's returned to the person, whoever is claiming their dog has to pay the bill.
That person claimed the dog.
Yes.
But if it's being adopted, then we're
We
paying?
have to pay for it, it's a requirement.
But I mean, how sick? Are these just simple things, just shots and stuff, or?
I'm not sure exactly what they do.
Because that's what I was reading, and I was like, well, what if they really had a really big problem, and it's thousands of dollars, I mean,
I'm sure at that point, a different decision would be made.
would be made?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Could we put a clause in it for a cap?
no.
I actually remember a few years ago, there was a dog that Mary had found, this was a long time ago, and it was very sick, and I remember her trying to raise money to be able
Oh,
to
to be
pay
able
for
to pay
whatever
for it.
needed to be done. I don't remember exactly what it was, so I'm sure it's only certain things that they do it, and then if it needs something over that,
It's just a shame that the county Humane Society doesn't work better with the towns, because when I was supervisor, we had problems too. We had to go.
I called them and
We had
they
to go with
said-
Briarcliff, but I was just reading the 2025 county statement from Kevin, and, there's a whole thing on the Humane Society, and it sounds, their mission statement, everything sounds wonderful, but then they don't seem to work with the towns, and that's
Well, they're
kind of.
not a county agency either, they're.
Well, he
an
has it under
independent-
his report.
So it's similar to arts councils and libraries. It's one of those outside agencies that receives funding from Putnam County.
Right.
But it's not a county agency. It's not Putnam County running it or even having any involvement on the directors, other than they do some funding for them for what they do. For the work
Right,
they
but
do.
their mission statement says how they work with the towns and stuff like that. And I'm just talking about from when I was
They
there.
do for $25,000.
They will for
$1,000,
$25,000,
yeah,
yes.
but it doesn't even say that in there, so. I thought that
No.
was-
So what they do, they told me is that, she said, what we do is we charge $2 a resident. We're estimating you have 12,000 residents. I wasn't gonna tell her that we had more than that. She said, so $24,000. I
Yeah.
said, well, last year we had 8 dogs or something. I said, and she said, it doesn't matter.
Right, and I guess it's a yearly thing, so.
It is, but $24,000.
You could always
seemed-
look at it again
Yes,
if you
but
had to.
$48 didn't seem so terrible. But, and no one else, everyone else is full, and they can't take any more towns, so. Of course, yep.
I just want to say thank you to all of you for listening and working together and really hearing what I put forth, and Mary, our dog control officer, as well. And I do appreciate that very much. I hope that you don't put a cap on a sick dog. I would hope that I'm one not for euthanasia, but one for medical care, but if needed, terminally. I feel that's the right thing to do, but
And I think that's what
I
Kathy was
wouldn't-
getting at, was that one of these animals that just is,
yes.
it needs another decision to be made at that point.
Right. But I want to say thank you, and I'm actually glad that it was getting a little harrowing that maybe there wasn't somebody out there that could be the secondary. So I'm very glad that you were able to go happily with Happy Life,
Yes.
no pun intended.
I didn't think we were gonna find someone, to be
I
honest.
was-
With those first, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no one.
I was very nervous, and while I respect the Putnam Humane Society and understand it very well, I was on the board many years ago, unfortunately, it was, for these times, a very high number. That was Kent back in the day. There was a $30,000 contract, and then it went to 20, and in this day and age, unfortunately, it's not really the pricing, although other towns do pay large amounts like that. And God bless, because
Well, like a
They
town like
can.
Carmel, they have a significant amount of dogs. You know, we
Right.
thank goodness don't have
yeah, you're correct.
that many, so that's
So
why.
I'm very appreciative, and I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm glad there's an option.
Thank you.
Good?
Think everyone's good with Happy Life?
Make a motion to pass a resolution to contract with Happy Life Animal Rescue, Inc. for veterinary and temporary shelter services Whereas the town desires to contract with a veterinarian to receive and provide veterinary treatment to dogs that are captured by the town as required by and in accordance with the agriculture and markets law of the state of New York, and whereas Happy Life Animal Rescue, Inc. has proposed to provide veterinary services at its standard rates as well as temporary shelter for the sum of $48 per day during such treatment for dogs captured by the town's dog control officer or police department consistent with the agreement annexed hereto, known as the agreement, and whereas Happy Life Animal Rescue, Inc. has the necessary qualifications and experience to provide the services desired by the town, and now therefore be resolved, the town board hereby accepts the agreement with Happy Life Animal Rescue, Inc. to provide veterinary treatment and shelter to dogs captured by the town, and be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Yeah, also here in section G, it says, in short, Happy Life will arrange for its necessary veterinary care which shall be charged to the town. Any medical attention beyond necessary emergency care must be authorized by the town supervisor. So we'll just put that on you to make that
I
decision.
know.
guess.
Those hard calls are always put on me. All right, our next item is from the police department. Unfortunately, one of our dispatchers retired. But our chief has interviewed someone and he thinks he found a good fit. And he's asking us tonight to hire Brittany Fakaris as one of their new full-time dispatchers.
Good.
Do you want to say anything, Kevin, or are you good? No. I've met her. She seems very lovely, so I think you made a good choice.
Yeah, with the retirement of Leanna Farrell last month, we have an opening. This young lady is local. She graduated from Carmel High School. She lives in town. She has some experience with dispatching tow trucks, and we were able to get her approved through Putnam County Personnel. She passed the background. She should be good to go. We're hoping to start her up next week as long as you guys are good with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody else want to read one?
Yep. Make a motion for a resolution approving hiring of police dispatcher. Whereas there is currently a vacancy in the Town of Kent Police Department for a police dispatcher, and whereas Chief Owens has recommended the appointment of Brittany Fakaris, is that correct? Thank you.
So.
I wasn't sure. To the vacant position effective as of June 10th, 2025. And whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendations of Chief Owens. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby appoints Brittany Fakaris as police dispatch in the Town of Kent Police Department effective June 10th, 2025 at the dispatcher salary of $46,841.60. And it is further resolved that the appointment of Mrs. Fakaris is contingent upon the passing of any further civil service requirements and a 78-week probation period. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next item is from the planning board. They are asking us to accept an erosion control bond in the amount of $36,000 and an inspection fee in the amount of $1,000. It was voted on at the last planning board meeting. It was unanimous, so I'm just asking us to accept that tonight. Is everyone good? Ann, do you want to read it?
Yep.
Thank
I
you.
make a motion to adopt a resolution accepting erosion control surety bond. Whereas the planning board by resolution dated May 14th, 2025 has recommended that the town board accept 1, an erosion control bond in the amount of $36,000, and 2, an escrow for inspection fees in the amount of $1,000 from the owner of the property located at 221 Rescue Street, Kent, New York, 10512, identified as tax map number 11.48-3, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendation as set forth in planning board resolution, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby accepts the recommendation of the planning board and accepts the erosion control bond and inspection fee escrow as further detailed above. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we need to hire some lifeguards for Lake Carmel. The beach has opened a couple weeks ago, and now we're just trying to get a full roster out here. We have some returning, some new. If you don't mind, everyone, I'm going to read the resolution just because I have the list of every single lifeguard and what they are making, so I think it's probably easier if I
Please.
do that. Is that okay with everyone?
Be my guest, read them all.
I make a motion to authorize the hiring of lifeguards for Lake Carmel, whereas the town of Kent is seeking to fill the 2025 summer position of lifeguard for the Lake Carmel Park District, and whereas Christian Berardi, Alex Berardi, Alex Kozlowskis, Alyssa Zangrilli, Ariana Rivera, Charlie Berardi, Jeremy Smith, Luke McGinn, Michelle Schaefer, Niam Carey, Noah Lavoie, Tony Savio, and William Connors have submitted applications to fill the position of lifeguards for the 2025 season. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of all of those people as lifeguard of the Lake Carmel Park District for the 2025 season of a rate of, this is per hour.
Just give the range, 1550 to 19.
You don't want me to read it with everyone? I'll give it, okay.
You gotta read all
For-
the names again?
Or just as submitted.
As, I'll give this list to you, Shelley, too, so you don't have to write them all down. Oh, you have it, okay. Okay, so can I do that from a range, or? Sure. Okay. From a range of $15.50 to $19. For side reference, there's only one person making the $19, and that is one of the head lifeguard, that's the head lifeguard. Everyone else is making between $15.50 and $16.50, just depending on how long they've been with us. So, be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see, next, we are, Frank Sabatini, our crew chief, is asking us to hire Jordan Blasik as a seasonal maintenance worker with a salary of $15.50. Is everyone good with that?
Yep.
And I don't have a start date on here, but I think we should probably start him as soon as his I think his paperwork's in, but just as soon as everything is
All right.
in.
I make a motion to pass a resolution to hire a seasonal worker for Lake Carmel Park District, whereas the Lake Carmel Park District is seeking to fill the position of seasonal Lake Carmel maintenance worker, and whereas by email dated May 30th, 2025, the Lake Carmel Park District Clerk Heidi Link informed the town board that Frank Sabatini, the Lake Carmel Park District crew chief, has recommended hiring Jordan Blasik at a pay rate of $15.50 per hour to fill the position, and whereas the town board believes it to be in the best interest of the town to accept the crew chief's recommendations, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of Jordan Blasik as seasonal maintenance worker for the Lake Carmel Park District at the pay rate indicated above, and as soon as he has been cleared to start work. Be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next up is Highway. Our Highway Superintendent, Richard Othmer, is asking us to hire 7 people, 7 people for seasonal laborers for the 2025 season. Any comment?
Want me to read?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I make a motion to adopt a resolution to hire seasonal laborers for the Town of Kent Highway Department. Whereas the Town of Kent is seeking to fill the positions of seasonal laborers in the Town of Kent Highway Department, and whereas by letter dated May 29th, 2025, a copy of which is annexed hereto and hereby incorporated herein, the recommendation, Richard Othmer, Highway Superintendent, has recommended the hiring of Brandon Carty, Nicholas Kelly, Frank Porco, Jack Briggs, Connor McGlynn, Brian O'Connor, and James Nix at the rates set forth therein. And whereas the town board wishes to accept Mr. Author's recommendations, now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the hirings as further detailed above as seasonal laborers for the highway department, subject to successful completion of all required background checks. And be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Start dates are variable based on their high school and college schedules. Rates are running from $15.50 to $18.50 an hour, by the way.
Thank you. You're up.
Yep. Ask the board to approve the following vouchers from June 3rd, 2025 that were over the threshold. Card member services, $3,786.17 for Town of Kent credit card. ESO Solutions, $2,036.15 for EMS scheduling, training, and setup. Facilities Maintenance Corp., $3,525 for contract cleaning for May 2025 for the Town Hall, Police Department, and Highway Department. GAR Associates LLC, $9,000 for June 2025 contract billing for the town reassessment. KL Maudlin Inc., Maudlin Inc., $2,800 for ball field clay to Edwin Ryan Memorial Park. Magna 5, $7,435.31 for the town of Kent server backup for January 2025. Medicare reimbursement, $34,780 for the second quarter of 2025. MJB Enterprises LLC, $2,240 for Lake Carmel Park District beach sand. NYSEG, $2,079.45 for 40 Civils Crossing Police Station for the May 2025. New York State Municipal Workmen's Comp, $47,333.25 for the seventh installment of the policy. Twin County Collision, $3,255.80 for town vehicle repair. And Wind Waste Innovations, $10,381.12 for Lake Carmel garbage from May 12th through the 16th of 2025. I ask the board to approve as read.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have a few announcements. So obviously check the Town of Kent Recreation website to see all the camps that we're offering. I'm not going to go through all the camps. We can check on there, but I am going to talk about this one camp that we're having because I think this is a very cool thing. It's called Spark Business Academy for grades 2 through 5. And it's for young entrepreneurs. They'll create handmade items to sell to other vendors at their very own craft and invention fair. In this program, students will learn about fairs and the ingenuity and creativity of the small business entrepreneur. They will produce goods and learn to create appealing advertising and displays. Other related topics will be discussed, such as counting currency, budgeting, profit margins, buying and selling, and assessing the quality of goods. So I think that we always have a lot of sports, camps or whatever, but this is something that if you're not in sports and you want to do a camp, I think this is something great every kid should learn about budgeting and money. Also, starting very, very soon is our summer movie series. On July 2nd, we will show Inside Out 2. July 23rd, Cars, Paw Patrol the movie will be on August 5th. That is also National Night Out, correct, Chief? August 5th. And then August 20th, a Minecraft movie. So join us out here on the square movies generally start between 8 and 8:30, and come join us for the movie nights. It's always a good time. That's all I have. Ann, do you want to go next?
Sure. Alex, maybe you can help me out, day and time of the Repair Cafe this coming weekend, or weekend after. Yes, please come to the mic. Well, or I can repeat it if you just tell me. It's the 8th, right? At Arts on the Lake?
Yep, Sunday from noon to 3 at Arts on the Lake. It's our first Repair Cafe for Climate Smart for the town. Bring old stuff for us to fix up. There's free coffee and snacks, and there's a kids' table for them to fix stuff too. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Also, on the 13th, the Lower Hudson Lakes Conference. The announcement for this is now on the town website. It's held at Sedgewood, and always extremely informative for those of you who are involved with lakes in your community. You can learn a great deal. They have lunch and networking afterwards, so great event. And I saw the fishing derby is coming up on the 28th, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So that's something else that people
For
should be
Lake Carmel
aware.
residents.
Yeah, for Lake Carmel residents.
Is it only for, I thought,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
If
Okay.
Lake Carmel residents can bring a guest with them, but it's for Lake Carmel residents.
Okay, I got it. As a guest, yes.
And then, as always, there's a lot at the library. I think especially with the school year coming to the end, there are lots of programs for young children. There will be programs via the library at the farmers markets here at Town Hall, including June 21st coming up. And then there's a defensive driving class this Saturday, June 7th, 9 to 3 p.m. You can get a discount or point reduction. Register through the library. And also for adults and seniors, they're starting a bridge group Thursdays at 1 o'clock, and they have an adult reading group meeting at 5 p.m. on the 17th of this month. The book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And lots of other stuff going on. Please just check the website. I will cease and desist. Thank you.
And for the fishing derby, doesn't that usually coincide with the week where they don't need a license to fish?
Yeah,
Right.
anyone can fish. You
Yeah,
don't
it's a
need to.
DEC free fishing weekend. They have a couple of them a year, but they pick that weekend to do it.
Specifically, so you don't need a license to come out and fish that day, no matter what your age is, correct?
Right.
And so my friend Trina, who was there a couple years ago, she brought like a bunch of, she's a huge sporting person, avid hunter. She's going to be coming again this year, so bring the kids. She's got a ton of like stuffed animals that she brings. One of them is a 10-foot alligator they're going to be bringing. So
Well, that'll scare you out of the lake.
yeah. So come for that. We're going to have a lot of giveaways for the kids, for like fishing gear and stuff like that for this event. So it'll definitely be worth coming out to.
Do you want to also mention the award that was given?
Oh, yes. So, my dad, Henry Boyd Weldrilling, has been in the town of Kent for over 50 years and received an award from Matt Slater as basically like a historical landmark kind
Your
of
dad's a
thing.
historical landmark?
If you saw his phone, yeah.
A historical,
Yeah.
he has the same phone as Richie, a flip phone.
Yeah. I think pterodactyl chipped onto it and
A
flies on it.
historical business, and it was,
Historical
he's giving
business.
this out in his whole district, but this was the first business in the town of Kent to receive
That's nice.
recognition.
For 50 years, yep. So there's 5 generations of us putting holes in the ground. Yeah, so there's that. There's something else too. Oh, we've got the fireworks coming up, so we'll be looking to get monies for that. So if you're a local business person, you're probably going to see this face walk through your door, and we're giving away a small plaque like we did last year for those who donate $100 or more to display the show that you've participated in funding the 4th of July. Now, obviously, I think the other day I said it was 230 years for the town of Kent.
But also, if we want money, maybe we shouldn't send your
I was
face
just
through the
thinking.
door.
Well, to get it out, for me to leave, it's $100.
All right.
That's how that
Then
works.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You walked into that one.
Like,
And Sean, do you know
that's
when
my
the
Facebook.
Historical Society tax sale is going to be?
I
coming
don't.
up, right?
I know they asked the permit for it, but I don't know if there's specific days. We try to coordinate that with the Stormville Flea Market up there, and we're trying to put together an event. It's not official yet, but like a Antique Roadshow style of event for the Historical Society this year.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Get appraisers in to praise stuff.
Yes, so I have somebody for like sports memorabilia, and then we have some local people here, like Bernie from Hidden Treasures is going to come. He's more like modern merchandise kind of guy. I think it's Antiques Near Me, which is basically right across from Deliland. He'll come in. He does a lot of like paint work, jewelry stuff, and another guy out of New Milford, Connecticut, that is a lot of jewelry too. So what we're going to do is get people to come down and bring your artifacts that you have in your house that you want to bring to the Antique Roadshow kind of thing, and hopefully out of your basement, out of the attic. And then once we get you there, we'll try to get you to sign up as a member for the Historical Society. This way we can hit you up every year for money, and then we'll get you to donate to the museum. What museum? The museum you were going to donate to so you can put your stuff in. So that's how that's going to go.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Public comment? No one? Oh.
Yeah, we'll see what works away out there. Anybody who'd like to donate their time and help me set up this event, feel free, just email me either through the town website or figure out, you can get my phone number from Jamie or
Well,
something
they
like
call
that.
my office looking for you, so.
Yeah. Hopefully for good things. Come on, Sue.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sue Kotzer, Town of Kent. Is Route 52 going to be paved?
Yes, thank you for actually, it's going to, I didn't want to give,
I don't see any startup lights or things like that. Usually they stage them ahead of time, so if you would elaborate, that would be wonderful.
well, that's why I don't give a date, because they sent something around saying, I believe it was last night it was supposed to start?
Yeah, but I think they're on another job that didn't finish.
Okay, but they are supposed to be starting. They actually rented, I think, a space up in the Kent Center. They have an office up there. It was the smoke shop that is no longer there. Now it's the DOT shop. So they have they have an office right there.
Silly them, everybody will be visiting.
I know. Well, so if we can all go in there and say, we said you were gonna start yesterday, but that's why I tend to not say the exact date, because then I don't have any control.
I did see the big Pi-Ray sign at Arts on the Lake, so I guess it's ready to say that.
Yes, that they're gonna start. So
Yeah.
any day now,
Yeah, and it's night paving.
Night
So
paving,
you're
yes.
not gonna see it mostly during the day.
except if you live along that road and then the lights are,
Yeah, yeah. They were right in front of the Kent schools in front of my place today, painting marks on the road, so it's
It's
very,
eminent.
very soon, yeah.
yes.
Yep.
And we are very excited.
Great news.
My car's happy.
Excuse me?
My car is happy.
Yeah,
So,
All right, I am going to say, Kathy, you've been asking month after month after month about the Kent sewer study that we have hired Barton and the Judas for, so I had reached out to them last week and just said, I really want an update in anticipation of Kathy standing up and asking for an update, and then you let me down tonight. But I am, but I am going to read you the response I got, okay? And this was written to Eric, who you know, from the guy who's actually working on it, both who work for Barton and the Judas. As requested this morning, I threw together a brief timeline of the Kent sewer study. Please let me know if this is what you are looking for. On February of 2025, the contract with Barton and the Judas was executed. From February through March of 2025, the initial document collection and review. This included the agreement with the Kent Manor, the town sewer district design drawings, New York State City DEP agreements, and various supporting documents. In April of 2025, the Kent Manor wastewater treatment plant site visit and subsequent kickoff meeting with town staff. On April through May of 2025, document collection and data review has been ongoing. The town's map plan and report with flow allocations for vacant parcels and supplemental 2012-2013 design data has been received. 3 years of daily wastewater treatment plant operating data from Allied Pollution Control has been received, reviewed, and summarized. We are awaiting further data from the town, which I don't know what they're waiting for. Do we know what that is?
yeah. Bill was kind enough to give me a very large binder the other day and send me home with homework. Next time he should just tell me no, he
Okay.
doesn't have that information, but yeah, so
we
we're
gotta
doing the
get
final
that to them.
connections.
Including flow data from each of the town's 3 pump stations and the status of existing connections to the sewer system to summarize the existing town system and evaluate the potential for district expansion. We have an outline of the preliminary engineering report, which will be our final deliverable for the study. So that was from the actual engineer that's been assigned to work on it from Barton and the Judas, okay?
Is he gonna put that in, what you just read, in paper, so I can boil it and have it part of my records?
Yeah, I mean,
we can, why don't we
Just
not
get it.
foil it and we'll just
Yeah,
print it
well,
out for
save us a
you?
little bit of work. It was, all
And how about we do that? Okay?
right,
Yeah.
I think Lana would appreciate that too, so we'll,
okay.
all right.
We good?
Well, are we good? Anyone else have any public comment?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.